What's going on, guys? Today I have honestly a long-awaited review. I'm excited for it. I'm ready. I've been waiting for this for a long time. But obviously, from the title, maybe you can even guess it. But today I have a brand new protein review. Another Rise, a long-awaited, their brand new flavor, Rise Cosmic Brownie. This is Rise new flavor of protein. Little Debbie collab. Rise protein powder. As far as chocolate protein powders go, I am honestly not the biggest fan of them. They all kind of taste the same. And the fact that Rise made this flavor, and they really do try a lot more on their modern flavors, especially when it comes to staying consistent with taste. I've been hearing good things about it. So, honestly, just from looking at it, I want it to get a good review, but, you know, again, it's based off everything that I incorporate into my diet, into my plan, into my everyday life. You know, the macros, it really, really speaks for itself. So without further ado, let's get right into the review. So let's just jump right into the macros. 150 calories. Now, for onto the calorie side, that isn't necessarily high, but considering for what's in this, you could, look at it as a little higher. There are a little lower in calorie proteins out there, but it's not the highest. I have seen a lot higher, especially when we're talking about 150, it's starting to get up to sort of those ghost proteins like the Nutter Butter, the Chips Ahoy, the Nutter Butter with added chocolate. That's when you're starting to see the almost 200 calorie mark, and that's honestly where the rating for me starts to go down, because I get it. You want to add some extra ingredients, get a good taste, and that's what I'm about to get into. So for the total of 150 calories, there is 3 grams of fat, 5 grams of carbs, and 25 grams of protein. There is 2 sugars with 1 gram of added sugar. So, looking at this is going to be a little more on the heavier side of the proteins. I get that the calories are not necessarily high, but they're a lot higher than what they obviously could be if you were to switch up some of these ingredients. For example, if you're looking at the macros, there could be no fat in this, and there could also be very little carbs in this. 5 grams of carbs is not necessarily a lot of grams, but you're getting a handful of calories from that. Same with the fat. 3 grams of fat. I do rarely buy proteins that have more than 1.5 to even 2 grams of fat. Now, to add that extra gram of fat is 9 extra calories on to your serving. So if you didn't know, that each macro, fat, protein, and carbs all have a select amount of calories per gram. And per gram of fat is 9 calories. So the fact that they have 3 grams of fat into each serving just shows how the taste is going to come out, how it's going to not necessarily mix into whatever it is you're making, but how it's going to affect your diet. The calories, 150, it's kind of a lot, especially when we're talking in terms of protein powder. But with these more modern ones, the marketing is all about flavor. I want to get a high protein powder, but it also tastes like what I was eating as a kid. Because nowadays, the market of the people who are buying these protein powders are the ones who grew up maybe a little on the hefty side, or they just grew up not eating a lot of protein, and they're just now trying to get into fitness because it's a big thing these days. So they want to get something that tastes like their childhood. And this definitely screams that. Now, here's the big kicker. The 25 grams of protein is honestly a big help when it comes to 150 calories. 150 calories is very close to the 140 calorie range of what a chicken breast is. And I love to think of chicken breast as one of the best sources of protein, not necessarily number one, but in my opinion, one of the best. And in terms of this nutrition chart, it's honestly not much different. However, if you are very specific and you want to limit yourself to certain macronutrients like fats or carbs, these are on a little higher side considering for protein powder. So, with taking that into consideration, this protein better taste pretty dang close to to what a Cosmic Brownie would taste like if it was, you know, a little more protein added. So right off the bat, it does have a chocolatey smell. It's got a weird chocolatey smell, like, or not weird, but it smells like most chocolate proteins. Now, it's going to be hard to see. I'm trying to get the best angle there for you. But there are little, there's little pieces in here of what are in the Cosmic Brownie. Which is, I'm assuming, where they're getting most of their sugar. At least I hope. So, again, it's a little more on the added macronutrient sides. There could be no fat in it. There could be maybe 1 to 2 grams of carbs in it. And there definitely could be lower amounts of sugar in this thing. But again, in the end of the day, it's about the calories that you take in and the calories that you burn out. So if you can fit this into your diet and you end up liking it, then hey, I'm not going to judge. The reason why I'm so excited is because I've been hearing great things about it, but again, this flavor is very new. So I have only heard majority of reviews from Rise affiliates and maybe 1 to 2 people who pre-ordered it online. And I didn't necessarily watch the entire review simply because I wanted to go in blind. Now, just like the last video review, I'm going to be putting it in my oats because again, I'm on the cut and I want to get a taste of what it would really be like if I were to actually eat it in my everyday diet. And I like to mix it into things, not just plain water or almond milk. I mix it into my oats. So, without further ado, let's get to the taste test. Like I said, got the oats, mix it in, looking real nice. Looks almost like a brownie, almost, if I were to not have so much water in it, maybe. Without further ado, Rise Cosmic Brownie, here we go. It's very cocoa-y, I'll tell you that. So, the taste, it definitely gives you that brownie taste. And since obviously there's a little bit of sugar in it, but there's not a bunch of added sugar, there's not a lot of sugar already just in it, so it's honestly like most brownie flavors that are already out there. I wouldn't say it's special other than maybe the little pieces they put in there, the little Cosmic Brownie pieces, but it's not terrible. Not terrible at all. Is it my favorite protein ever? No. Was I hoping it to be? Honestly, I kind of was. At the end of the day, I can't really choose what they put in their proteins, so blueberry muffin still takes the cake for me. That being said, based on the price, the macros, and the taste, I'm giving it an 8. I'm giving it an 8. My last one was about a 9.5, almost 10, but this one, it's getting an 8. Not because it's bad, not because I feel like it's worse. It's definitely on the same level, but again, it's got a little more fat, it's got a little more carbs, and the protein's the same, 10 more calories than the regular. It's got a little more fat, it's got a little more carbs, the calories are just slightly higher, and again, when it comes to just all of it breaking down, it could be a little better. So that's why I'm giving it an 8. It's not bad. I would definitely recommend it if you like brownie flavors. But I feel like you could achieve the same thing with some of the other chocolate brownies that are already out there. But yeah, it's definitely worth it if you want to try it. If you like to stay loyal to Rise, definitely go get it. But there are other brownie flavors out there that I would say taste probably about the same. So that's why it's an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Final review, 8 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been fun making these review videos. I still got more to do. Still got a bunch more to review. Still got a bunch of other videos planned. Working on the upgraded setup. Already got the new camera. Hope you guys liked it. Or maybe you didn't notice at all. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.